Suspect under 6 feet.
Or over.
What color were his eyes?
Well, that was hard to tell, Chief. He was wearing dark glasses.
What about his hair?
He was wearing a hat.
Did he have any noticeable scars?
He was wearing a suit.
During the 1960s, spy stories were among the most popular forms of entertainment, and Get Smart brought a humorous twist to the genre. Created by Mel Brooks and Buck Henry, the series aired from 1965 to 1970 and became a favorite with viewers. The show followed the adventures of Agent 86, Max Smart, a well-meaning but often clumsy secret agent, and his capable partner, Agent 99. Working for the agency control, they faced the evil organization KAOS and many dangerous missions. Here are 20 fascinating facts about Get Smart. Number 20. Get Smart Gadgets. Mel Brooks, the creative force behind the series, once explained his simple rule for inventing gadgets. Take something that James Bond would use and make it slightly more extreme. Because of this idea, Get Smart was filled with strange and funny inventions. One of the most famous was the shoe phone, which became a lasting symbol of the show. Nothing captures the character of Maxwell Smart better than seeing him pull off his shoe during an important meeting to answer a call. Another memorable invention was the cone of silence, which perfectly showed the show's humor. It was supposed to keep conversations completely secret between Maxwell and his boss, but it never worked properly. Whenever it came down, both men had to shout to hear each other, while everyone outside could hear the conversation without any trouble. This running joke poked fun at bureaucracy, unreliable technology, and people's trust in machines, making audiences of the 1960s laugh. The show also included many other unusual spy gadgets, such as telephones hidden inside ties and handkerchiefs, and weapons disguised as fishing rods, vests, and even sandwiches. The stranger the gadget, the better it fits the show's style. These inventions entertained viewers and showed the creativity of the writers. Executive producer Leonard Stern later said that some of the gadgets seemed realistic enough to make the FBI curious. Real spies did not communicate through shoes or pieces of candy. But this mix of reality and silliness was one of the reasons Get Smart became so popular and unique. And just when you think this story couldn't get any interesting, this next one proves even more fascinating. Number 19. Agent 86. The term 86 is commonly used in restaurants, bars, and other service businesses to mean refusing service to a customer or removing an item from the menu because it is no longer available. No one knows exactly where the term came from, but it first appeared in the 1930s and later became widely used in diners, restaurants, and bars. There is also a popular rumor that Agent 99 was originally called Agent 69, but that NBC censors asked for the name to be changed because they thought it sounded too suggestive. However, according to Barbara Feldon, who played Agent 99, this story is not true. In an interview, Feldon explained that the character was first named Agent 100, meaning she was perfect at 100%. But Buck Henry, one of the show's creators, felt that 99 sounded more feminine and was easier to say. Feldon agreed, saying that 100 is harder to pronounce, while 99 sounds smoother and is much more memorable. That is the official reason behind the character's name. Number 18. Strange promotions. In 1965, before Get Smart first aired, the advertising firm Rogers & Cowan created a special promotion to get the attention of top TV critics in America. They sent each critic a set of 5 sealed envelopes marked Top Secret, each one containing a message from Maxwell Smart. The first envelope only said "Shack Curiosity," meant to spark interest. The second gave instructions for decoding a hidden message stamped on a pin attached to the envelope, turning it into a puzzle. The third told readers to use a lighter or matches carefully to reveal an invisible message, adding surprise. The fourth contained confusing instructions suggesting it would be better if someone else read it aloud, making the experience more unusual. The fifth included a photo of Max, Agent 99, and Fang, with their eyes covered by black rectangles and a caption that was unclear, asking recipients to guess the meaning of the scene. And if these unusual promotions aren't chilling enough, wait until you learn just how far these next stars hated each other. Number 17. Barbara Feldon and Don Adams, Initial Hatred. Interestingly, what happened behind the scenes between Barbara Feldon and Don Adams was very different from what viewers saw on screen. On screen, they were a perfect pair. He was clumsy and always messing things up, while she was smart, calm, and charming. Together, they became one of the most memorable TV duos of the 1960s. But in real life, Barbara Feldon and Don Adams were not close at all. Feldon said they were polite and professional, but during the 5 years of filming, she did not remember having any real personal conversation with him. This surprised many people on set. On camera, they joked, hugged, and rescued each other from danger many times. But as soon as the director said cut, they usually went their separate ways. Strangely, this distance may have helped their on-screen chemistry. It created a kind of tension that made viewers believe there was a deeper feeling between them, even though it was controlled by their work. Many years after the show ended, they became a bit closer. In the 1989 reunion movie Get Smart Again, they worked together with a different feeling between them, more relaxed and more mature. Barbara later said that when they reunited, they looked at each other and laughed, and she felt real warmth for the first time. After Don Adams passed away in 2005, Barbara Feldon said in an interview that there was something unusual about their connection. Even though they were not close in real life, she still felt linked to him in a special way that only Agent 86 and Agent 99 could truly understand. Number 16. Max Smart drove many sports cars. It is clear that sports cars from the 1960s were very attractive, and Get Smart made good use of this. From the early seasons, Maxwell Smart was often seen driving cars that any fan would admire. He drove a Ferrari 250 GTPF Spider Cabriolet, a very expensive luxury car that many people would love to own. He also used a classic red Sunbeam convertible, similar to the stylish cars often seen in spy films like James Bond. By season 3, Volkswagen became a main sponsor, and Max drove the blue Karmann Ghia. In season 4, he used 2 striking cars, a yellow Citroën and a blue Shelby Mustang GT500, which made the driving scenes more exciting and eye-catching. In season 5, sponsored by Buick, he drove a yellow Opel GT, showing that Agent 86 always had style and speed. Like James Bond films, Get Smart showed that a secret agent should have a stylish car or even several of them. In the opening credits, he first drives a bright red Sunbeam convertible in Episode 1, then later appears with the Ferrari 25 OGTPF Spider Cabriolet, which is now sold at auctions for over $10 million. Viewers also saw him in the Volkswagen Karmann Ghia, the Citroën, the Ford Mustang, and finally, the Opel GT in Season 5. Number 15. The Spy Dog. Fang, the spy dog in Get Smart, made a strong impression on viewers. He was also known as K-13. He was a cute but unpredictable supporting character who often brought trouble in a funny way. He was brought in by Control to help Maxwell Smart and Agent 99 on spy missions. Instead of being a perfect helper, Fang often caused confusion and chaos that made the missions go off track in a humorous way. Even though he was not always obedient, his innocent and clumsy behavior made serious spy situations turn into comedy. This helped make the show more entertaining and added a special charm that viewers enjoyed. Fang was trained by a man named Red, who worked with him behind the scenes. Red helped bring Fang on camera and guided him during different spy scenes. However, working with Fang was not easy. He often refused to follow instructions, which caused repeated problems during filming. Because of these difficulties, and because training and managing him became too expensive and stressful for production, Fang was eventually removed from the show after Season 2. His absence left a noticeable gap, but his short time on the show remained memorable. Fans still remember him as one of the most unusual and funny animal characters on the show. and his scenes are often mentioned when people talk about the lighter, more playful moments of the series. But as we move away from Fang, an even more interesting fact awaits us. Number 14. Agent 99's true identity. Agent 99's real name is one of the biggest mysteries in Get Smart. Throughout the series, she is only called by her code name, which makes her seem both attractive and hard to fully know. In a few rare moments in Season 4, she uses the name Sarin Hilton, but this is later shown to be just another false identity. Even after she marries Max, her true name is never revealed. In The Man Called Smart, Max once accidentally calls her Ernestine, but she quickly corrects him by saying, "That's the first time you've ever called me Ernestine, and if that were really my name, it would have been revealed." This was the writer's playful way of keeping her identity a secret and keeping viewers curious. Agent 99 was not just Max's partner or love interest. She also made history as one of the first TV sitcom mothers to keep working after having children. When she and Max got married and had twins in Season 4, many viewers expected her to stop working, as was common for women on TV at the time. Instead, she stayed active as a spy, still carrying out dangerous missions and using her gun alongside her team. At first, Agent 99 was meant to be only a small supporting character for Maxwell Smart. However, as the series continued, she became much more important. Audiences liked her more and more, and she eventually became one of the most popular and unforgettable characters in the show. Number 13. Smart Decision by Adams. Don Adams made a very smart choice by choosing to earn a share of the show's profits. When he was negotiating his pay for the role of Maxwell Smart in Get Smart, he had two options. He could take a high weekly salary of $12,500 with no ownership in the show, or accept a lower salary in return for a share of the profits. He chose the second option, and it turned out to be a great decision. The show became extremely popular and stayed a cultural hit for many years. Because of this, Adams kept earning money from reruns even long after he stopped working on the show. However, playing Maxwell Smart also had a downside. He became so closely associated with the character that he was often typecast, meaning he was mainly offered similar spy or comedy roles, which made it hard for him to move on to different characters. After Get Smart ended, he appeared in shows like The Partners, 1971 to 1972, and Don Adams' Screen Test, 1975 to 1976. But none of them reached the same level of success. Still, he remained widely loved, especially for voicing Inspector Gadget in the animated series. Number 12. Edward Platt suffered from chronic back pain. Edward Platt, who played the chief in Get Smart, was a skilled actor with a career lasting more than 20 years. However, while filming the show, he suffered from serious health problems, especially chronic back pain. This made it hard for him to take part in some scenes. Because of his condition, Platt could not appear in certain episodes. In many scenes he did film, he was often shown sitting to reduce his pain. To explain his missing appearances, the writers created stories saying the chief was away on secret missions or on leave. These changes helped keep the show's story smooth and uninterrupted. Even with his health struggles, Platt kept working on Get Smart until it ended. His dedication and professionalism made the chief an important and memorable part of the series. Though his fate was tragic, another equally shocking find lies ahead. Number 11. Agent Larabi was actually Don Adams' cousin. Agent Larabi, played by Robert Carlos, was the assistant to the head of the intelligence agency Control. He was shown as clumsy and not very skilled, sometimes even less capable than Maxwell Smart himself. Still, his silly mistakes made the show funnier and added to its humorous take on spy life. Few people know that Robert Carlos was actually Don Adams' cousin. To keep him involved in the show, Adams gave him small, uncredited roles in the early episodes. One of these roles was an unnamed assistant to the chief, which later developed into the full character of Larrabee. He then became a regular member of Control, and appeared throughout all 5 seasons of Get Smart. After Get Smart, Carlos continued working with Adams on the sitcom The Partners, where he played Freddie Butler, a character who often ended up taking the blame for other people's mistakes, leading to many funny situations. Number 10. Get Smart rejection. When Mel Brooks and Buck Henry first presented Get Smart, ABC turned it down. The network said it was not American enough and suggested a change. They wanted Maxwell Smart to have a mother added to make the show feel more family-friendly. Brooks and Henry did not agree with this idea. Even though it sounded harmless, Brooks felt it would ruin the character. In his view, Max was meant to be independent, clever, and unique. Adding a mother would take away from the charm of this funny but skilled spy. It was not an easy choice, but they stood firm and protected their original idea. They believed Get Smart could change spy comedy and did not want it shaped by typical family TV rules. This was a big risk. If ABC reject them completely, the project might have ended. But sometimes, making something new means not following the crowd. After ABC said no, NBC saw the show's potential and agreed to air it instead. The mix of comedy, action, and satire quickly won over viewers. Don Adams brought Maxwell Smart to life as a lovable, clumsy spy, while Barbara Feldon stood out as the mysterious and charming Agent 99. By sticking to their original vision, Get Smart became a huge success, far beyond what ABC had expected. Number 9. Agent 13 appeared in Everyday Objects. Agent 13 appeared in the show as a hidden agent who blended into everyday life, played by David Ketchum. He was not just a control agent, but also an expert at disguising himself as ordinary objects. He could hide inside almost anything: vending machines, mailboxes, washing machines, or even trash cans. Whenever Maxwell Smart least expected it, Agent 13 would suddenly appear to deliver secret messages. Each appearance brought surprise and humor, making viewers laugh at how clever and unusual the idea was. David Ketchum joined Get Smart in Season 2 and quickly became a key part of these creative scenes. He appeared in a total of 13 original episodes, turning Agent 13 into a symbol of cleverness, flexibility, and inventive comedy. He later returned for the 1989 special Get Smart Again and Again in the 1995 revival, showing that the character remained popular and memorable over time. As chilling as this fact is, our next discovery is more shocking. Number 8. Don Adams played 3 key roles. Don Adams played a major role in shaping the style and humor of the show as the lead character, Agent 86, a clumsy spy. He was not only an actor, but also directed 13 episodes in Season 5, the final season, using his strong understanding of the character's timing and comedy. Some of the episodes he directed include Appointment in Sahara, Host for Hollywood, Tequila Mockingbird, and Baby Makes 4. He also worked as a co-writer on 2 special episodes with his sister, Gloria Burton, The King Lives and To Sire with Love, Part 2. In The King Lives, Max is asked to take the place of King Coronia to stop a plan for KAOS, which leads to many funny moments as he pretends to be the king. To Sire with Love. Part 2 continues the story, showing Max living with the real king. This creates both funny and tense scenes, especially when Agent 99 cannot tell them apart, while also gently exploring the romantic relationship between Max and Agent 99. Number 7. Return Get Smart. Get Smart is a classic 1960s comedy TV show that first aired on NBC on September 18, 1965. It quickly became very popular and is still remembered today. The first 4 seasons were shown on NBC and introduced the funny spy Agent 86, Maxwell Smart, and his partner, Agent 99. After Season 4, the show was canceled, but CBS picked it up for Season 5. This allowed the story of Maxwell Smart and Agent 99's silly spy missions to continue, with only small changes behind the scenes. Many years later, in 1989, the show returned with a TV special called Get Smart Again on ABC. Don Adams and Barbara Feldon came back to play their famous roles. In this special, the villain group KAOS had a larger plan than before, using weather control technology to threaten the world, and Maxwell Smart had to stop it. Even though reviews were average, fans were excited to see the two main characters together again. The show came back once more in 1995 as a revival on Fox, with some original actors and new ones like Andy Dick and Elaine Hendricks. However, this version only lasted 7 episodes before it was canceled. Get Smart aired on several major networks: NBC, CBS, ABC, and Fox, which is very rare for a TV show. This shows that no matter the network or the time period, Maxwell Smart and Agent 99 remained popular and loved by audiences. And if you thought Get Smart Return was amazing, wait until you hear about the next story. Number 6. Johnny Carson was Don Adams' close friend. Johnny Carson, the famous host of The Tonight Show, appeared twice on Get Smart, showing both his friendship with Don Adams and his great sense of humor. In his first appearance in Aboard the Orient Express, 1965, Carson played an overly excited train conductor. In the episode, Max Smart, played by Don Adams, and his partner get caught up in funny and confusing events on the train. Carson's comedy made the episode even more lively and entertaining. In his second appearance in The King Lives, 1968, he played a royal messenger. In this story, Max had to pretend to be a king to stop a plan to kill him. Carson once again added humor that helped make the episode very memorable for viewers. Outside of filming, Carson and Adams were close friends. One well-known story says they once flew together from London to Los Angeles. To save money, Don Adams flew in economy class, while Carson sat in first class. Carson then sent Adams a funny handwritten note during the flight, which made him laugh a lot. Number 5. Get Smart Influence. The TV series Get Smart became very influential and inspired many other shows and creative works. One instance is the comedy series F Troop, starring Forrest Tucker and Ken Berry. In one of its episodes called Spy Counter, the writers added a funny character named Be Wise, played by Pat Harrington Jr. This character was clearly meant to make fun of Maxwell Smart. He acted as a playful and humorous copy of Max, helping to gently mock the popular spy stories of that time. The influence of Get Smart was not limited to television alone. It also reached the world of comic books. Dell Comics released a short comic series based on the show, publishing 8 issues between 1966 and 1967. These comics helped bring the characters and humor of the series to readers who enjoyed printed stories as well as TV. The comic version of Get Smart was created with the help of well-known artists and writers. One of them was Steve Ditko, a famous comic artist who helped create major characters like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Another key writer was William Johnston. He was known for writing books based on popular TV shows, including The Brady Bunch, Bewitched, The Flying Nun, and The Munsters. Overall, Get Smart had a strong impact on both television and comics. Its mix of spy action and comedy inspired other shows to create their own humorous spy characters and stories, while also expanding into comic book form for a wider audience. Number 4. Many popular guest stars appeared. Get Smart became a brilliant showcase for guest stars. From the very start, many famous entertainers were eager to appear on the show. In fact, the list of celebrities who wanted a role was almost as long as a full 1960s Hollywood directory. One of the most important guest contributors was Mel Brooks, a legendary comedy writer and filmmaker. Before he later created huge film hits like Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles, he was already known for his sharp, funny ideas. His work on Get Smart helped him share his humor with a wide television audience and made the show even more entertaining. The series also featured many well-known stars: Carol Burnett, Bob Hope, Don Rickles, Steve Allen, Regis Philbin, Phyllis Diller, and even Leonard Nimoy, who was famous for playing Spock in Star Trek, all appeared in different episodes. Each guest appearance brought something fresh and exciting, giving viewers new surprises every time. These guest roles also created funny and unexpected moments between the visitors and the main characters, especially Maxwell Smart, played by Don Adams, and Agent 99, played by Barbara Feldon. Their quick jokes and strange situations became even more lively when famous guests joined in. Some episodes became especially memorable because of these appearances. Michael Dunn, as Mr. Big Striker, played a strong and unforgettable villain. Leonard Nimoy's surprise appearance in Dead Spy shocked both the audience and the cast. Other famous names like James Caan, Bob Hope, Don Rickles, and Regis Philbin also helped make the show more exciting. Number 3. Agent 99 signed 3 contracts. Barbara Feldon, who played Agent 99 in Get Smart, was not fully sure at first when she was asked to join the show. She did not accept the usual 5-year contract that the producers offered. Instead, she only agreed to appear in the first 4 episodes. After finishing those episodes, Feldon changed her mind. She decided she liked the show and signed a 3-year contract. When that time ended, she stayed on again for another 2 years. This showed that she believed in the show and was committed to its success. At the beginning, Feldon also did not want to leave New York and move to California, where the series was being filmed. But after reading the script and understanding the role better, she changed her decision and agreed to take part. This turned out to be a very good choice, since Get Smart later became one of the most popular television shows of the 1960s and 1970s. While working on the show, Feldon also faced some practical challenges. One issue was her height compared to her co-star Don Adams. She was taller than him, which sometimes made scenes look uneven. To fix this, she often wore flat shoes or even went barefoot during filming. In some scenes, Don Adams had to stand on a small box so he would appear taller. Even with these small difficulties, Feldon handled everything well. Over time, she became widely loved by audiences and is remembered as an important figure in American television history. Number 2. Don Adams' appearance in multiple advertisement. Don Adams often took part in advertising campaigns, using his fame from Get Smart to promote products in a funny and memorable way. He turned well-known catchphrases like, "Would you believe it?" into powerful marketing lines that caught people's attention and made the ads more entertaining. In one commercial for the fast food chain White Castle, Adams promoted a fish and fries meal that cost only 99 cents. He used his Maxwell Smart character to make the advertisement more amusing and attractive to viewers. Even though the filming process was slow and required a lot of effort, it took about 85 minutes just to produce 15 seconds of final footage. The result was worth it. The finished commercial was funny, creative, and left a strong impression on the audience, especially fans of the show. Adams also worked with Bill Hertz in a 1971 advertisement that featured Penny Marshall playing Cinderella. In this commercial, Maxwell Smart used his usual humor and familiar phrases to convince Cinderella not to obey her 2 cruel stepsisters. The story took a playful twist, and instead of a typical fairy tale ending, Cinderella was quickly transformed and placed into a cheerful, uniform-style ending. The message of the ad was clear and catchy, with the slogan saying that every customer is treated like a prince. Number 1. Daniel Melnick recognition for production. Daniel Melnick is best known for producing well-known films such as All That Jazz, Altered States, and Straw Dogs. His movies received over 20 Academy Awards and more than 80 nominations. This made him an important and respected figure in the film industry. Even though his name does not appear in the opening credits of Get Smart, he played a very important role behind the scenes. He was the one who first brought Mel Brooks and Buck Henry together and introduced them to the idea of creating a spy comedy series. By sharing this concept with both of them, he helped set the foundation for one of the most famous sitcoms of the 1960s. After this, Mel Brooks and Buck Henry began developing Get Smart. Brooks was already a famous comedy writer known for works like Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. His creative humor and fresh ideas helped make the show a success. He also strongly rejected some network suggestions, such as adding a mother for Maxwell Smart, because he felt it would weaken the character and the show's style. Buck Henry, who co-created and led the writing team, focused on building the storylines and characters. He helped shape the show's unique comedy style and made sure the episodes stayed consistent and well-structured. Together, Henry and Brooks created a series that was both funny and carefully crafted. Get Smart became more than just a spy parody. It became an important part of the 1960s television culture. Its clever characters like Maxwell Smart and Agent 99, memorable guest appearances, creative gadgets, and clever humor all showed how imaginative the series was. The show left a lasting impact and remains an important piece of TV history. So, which of these top secrets do you find the most fascinating? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.